My name's Ash. I'm the LGBTI Homelessness and Family Violence Project Worker at Wombat Housing and Support Services, and I use she, her pronouns.
Hi, my name is Elvis Martin and my pronouns are he and him, and currently I work with National Youth Commission as a Principal Ambassador.
In today's video, we're going to be talking about what services exist to support young LGBTIQ+ people experiencing family violence, homelessness, and/or mental health issues, what you can expect when you get support from these services, and what your rights are.
Yes, you do, and it's very important that you ask for a caseworker if you don't feel comfortable with your caseworker. Organizations do have a lot of organizations that are worked. I see that they have this opportunity for a young person to ask for a caseworker, and if you feel comfortable with LGBTI caseworker, you have a right to ask for it, and you should, because if that gives you confident and makes you feel comfortable to share about your journey and get the support that you deserve, then you should.
Not every organisation might have an LGBTIQ+ specific caseworker, someone who identifies as part of the community or has that particular portfolio. However, what you can look out for is signs that a caseworker is an ally. And that they are supportive of your LGBTI identity. Things you can keep an eye out for is pronoun badges. They might be wearing a rainbow lanyard. You can also ask your current caseworker if there's an LGBTIQ+ program or specific caseworker. And you also do have the right to ask to work with someone else if you don't feel comfortable about the way that you're being treated by your current caseworker.
I think it's good to inform your caseworker about your gender and sexuality, keeping in mind that that information will be kept confidential and it's not going to go anywhere, but that will give a knowledge to the caseworkers so that they can support you in a better way and they can direct you to services that can help you in a better way to get back on track as soon as possible.
You don't have to disclose your gender identity or sexuality or your intersex status to your caseworker in order to get support. That information is up to you, but if you do feel safe and comfortable to disclose that information to your caseworker, it will help them to provide you with more specific supports that are tailored to your needs. Not every organisation that you might be getting support from is going to have an LGBTIQ+ specific program or support service. Lots of mainstream services will refer out to other LGBTIQ+ specific services for that support. However, there are lots of mainstream services that do offer particular programs for queer community. So you can always ask, have a look at their website, or you can go to a website like Rainbow Network and they'll give you the information on what LGBTI support services that there are around in each different region in Victoria.
Not every non-for-profit organization have LGBTI services. As Ash mentioned, LGBTI Network have on their website there are services that you can check out, and if there is an organization, especially I talk about homelessness, and if you're accessing that service and that is the only access point around your catchment area and you don't feel comfortable, it's important for you to go and ask the manager or whoever is the person responsible for that. See, I don't feel comfortable here, can you please direct me to a service who can help me, or else do you have any LGBTI support worker or services? And they might able to do something. Organizations are trying, but they're not yet there.
Not all of them, that's for sure. But also your service, if they don't offer a specific program, your service, your caseworker can call other services that have that expertise for secondary consultation. So don't expect that you have to educate your caseworker about your identity. That's up to them to also do that research on their own. And if they aren't the right service to support you, then their job is also to make sure that they refer you to the right one that's going to be more specific to your needs. There are a range of support services to support young LGBTIQ+ people experiencing homelessness, family violence and mental health issues. Some of these are LGBTIQ+ specific services, such as Queer Space or Thorn Harbour Health, but there are also many mainstream services in all three of those sectors that provide specialist programs or supports to LGBTIQ+ people. So for example, Vincent Care, who recently received their Rainbow Tick accreditation, have LGBTI programs. And there are a number of family violence services across Victoria who are currently working on obtaining Rainbow Tick accreditation.
As Ash mentioned, there are mainstream organizations that helping LGBTI community, and such as Vincent Care, Melbourne City Mission, Co-Health, and a few others. I would like to talk specific about Melbourne City Mission and how they support young people who are part of LGBTI community when a young person presents themselves who's experiencing homelessness or domestic violence. They provide other support services related to education, employment, and educating that young person about their rights and connecting them with other young people who are part of LGBTI community so that they don't feel socially isolated. And I just find it's amazing and how, so this is not LGBTI specific organization, but even being a mainstream organization, they have a diversity and support for young people.
Yeah, and there are also, most city councils will offer support groups for young LGBTIQ+ people. So this is often just in the form of social gathering, activities, and again, learning about rights and different support services that are available in each different community. So if you're looking for information on where to find LGBTIQ+ specific services, you can Google it, you can go on the Rainbow Network website, and you can also ask your service, if you are already connected with a service, if they have any LGBTI specific programs, or to link you in with ones that already exist.
One thing I want to add to that is when Ash mentioned about city councils having support for LGBTI community, and two of my favorite, I want to shout out with City Council, which is Drummond Street Services, and then for Moonee Valley Youth.
Yes,
they
have a
are
great
doing
program.
a lot for young people and young people from diverse community and LGBTI community.
When you first start working with a service, they should provide to you the information about your rights as a client of that service, and also avenues of complaint if you've had a bad experience with either the service in general or with a particular caseworker. As we've already talked about in this video, you do have the right to ask for a different caseworker if you don't feel comfortable or you don't have good rapport with the person that you're working with. And sometimes that can be a bit scary, but you are able to go above that person and go to their manager to ask for that if you are feeling uncomfortable or discriminated against.
A few years ago, when I was having difficulties and hardship in my life, and when I had the support of a case manager, I was just not happy with few of the things that case manager told me, and I was just not happy, and I was not feeling comfortable, and I was feeling like I was stuck and not moving forward in my life. And then I decided it was tough, it was difficult, and it was like confronting. I was like, oh, what if they stop my support services and X, Y, Z that was going on in my mind. But I decided to reach out to the manager of the caseworker and say, hey, I'm not feeling comfortable, this is happening. And the manager was really friendly, and they said, okay, don't worry, we'll change the caseworker for you, and we're working on it. And then I have been given a new caseworker who was just amazing and changed my life.
Yeah, sometimes it is about having the right supports, and maybe sometimes someone doesn't really understand your specific needs. And you should always know that your support at that service won't be affected or ended just because you don't have that connection with that caseworker or feel comfortable with that particular person. So,
and it's really important to have that like feeling confident about taking support and feeling comfortable with that caseworker. Otherwise, because I have seen an impact, I was stuck with a caseworker who I was not feeling comfortable or connected with, and I was not going anywhere. And when I have been given this casework, I was just like 3 months, I was like so far in my life, and I was like ready to get back on my track.
Good services will always allow you, as the person who is receiving the support, to direct what the support looks like. So make sure that you are feeling like you're in control of the support that you're being given. you are in control of who knows your information. So information that you provide a service will always be kept confidential. Your caseworker, if you decide to disclose your sexual identity or your gender identity to your caseworker, should ask you a range of questions about who it's okay to disclose that information to and who it's safe to do that with. So they should ask you whether or not you've told your family or friends, or whether or not you would like that information shared with other caseworkers in that service or other services that they might be in contact with.
As Ash mentioned, it's up to you how you want to control your information, and caseworkers and community support workers do respect that, and they take it very seriously, as well as they are bonded with law as well not to disclose the
That's
information. Right. So in my case, I have seen when I was sharing about my hardship and my coming out and various different things that was going on in my life, my support workers at Front Yard have kept it very confidential, and they were aware of the seriousness of my case. And not only just Front Yard, the other organizations that I was involved with, accessing support with, they kept my information very, very confidential. You might, they are going to keep it, but you might like to remind them, see, I'm not out, so I would like to keep it confidential. And this is another thing that I want to add. Many young people don't talk to their caseworkers or support workers because they feel that this information will be leaked. Be comfortable and just believe that this is not going to go anywhere. You can ask them to keep it confidential, and they have to.
There are avenues to follow it up if your information isn't kept confidential. You do have legal rights and supports, and again, you can go through the complaints avenue that is provided by each service. There are cases where in services they might need to provide information to other services to give you the right type of support that's specific for you. Again, your caseworker should ask you for consent before they actually share that information